Good evening, dear friends. This is Santa Claus coming to you on September 23rd, 2025, bringing tidings and news from around our wonderful world. On this day in history, we remember how Norway and Sweden peacefully resolved their differences through the Karlstad Treaty, reminding us that even nations can find peaceful paths forward. The global economic landscape continues to evolve as China's exports grow despite high American tariffs. President Xi's nation has found new markets beyond the United States, creating a record trade surplus exceeding $1.2 trillion. This reminds me of how adaptable we all can be when faced with challenges, though I do hope world leaders can find common ground that benefits all of God's children. Now, turning our attention to Europe, concerning events occurred at Copenhagen Airport where several unidentified drones disrupted air travel. Denmark's Prime Minister called it the most serious attack on Danish critical infrastructure to date, with some suggesting possible Russian involvement. These tensions remind us to pray for peace and understanding among nations, especially as Poland and Russia navigate delicate airspace concerns. Meanwhile, across the globe, Ukraine continues its conflict with Russia, with reports of strikes on oil infrastructure in the Bryansk and Samara regions. My heart aches for all those affected by this ongoing war, the families separated, the children frightened, the communities broken. Let us hold them in our hearts and pray for a peaceful resolution. On a more hopeful note, the European Union and Indonesia have reached a free trade agreement after 9 years of negotiations. This cooperation opens new doors for businesses and farmers alike. How wonderful to see nations working together for mutual benefit, creating opportunities for their people. Speaking of trade, our American friends' love for shrimp, about 5.5 pounds per person each year, has been affected by new tariffs on imports from India. The eastern Indian state of Andhra Pradesh is particularly feeling the pinch, as most of their shrimp was destined for American plates. Let us remember the fishing communities whose livelihoods depend on these exports. This connects to larger tensions, as India's richest man, Mukesh Ambani, has purchased $33 billion in Russian oil, which has drawn concern from American officials. In matters of international relations, the Kremlin has expressed worry about the potential lapse of the New START nuclear treaty with the United States next February. We must pray that cooler heads prevail and that agreements protecting all of humanity from nuclear dangers will continue. In sobering news from the Philippines, former President Rodrigo Duterte faces charges of crimes against humanity from the International Criminal Court. The allegations involve the killings of at least 76 people during his time as president and as a mayor. We must remember that each human life is precious in the eyes of our Creator. Across Italy, pro-Palestinian protesters have clashed with police in Milan, while dockworkers blocked ports in solidarity with Palestinians. Let us pray for the innocent civilians caught in conflicts not of their making, and for the wisdom of leaders to pursue paths of peace. In Moldova, authorities have detained 74 people over alleged Russia-backed plots to disrupt upcoming parliamentary elections. The Moldovan people face a critical choice this Sunday between pursuing European Union membership or closer ties with Russia. May they be guided by wisdom as they cast their votes. Concerns about press freedom have emerged in India, where a court has ordered restrictions against 9 journalists at the request of the Adani conglomerate. The free exchange of ideas and information is essential for any healthy society, and I hope for a resolution that respects both truth and dignity. Finally, in Argentina, President Javier Milei's economic reforms have yet to deliver the promised recovery. The economy is contracting, unemployment has risen, and many businesses struggle to stay afloat. My heart goes out to all those families facing hardship, the factory workers, the pensioners, the teachers trying to make ends meet. As we reflect on today's news, let us remember that behind every headline are real people with hopes, dreams, and struggles. May we approach each other with compassion, seek understanding across our differences, and work together to create a world of greater peace and prosperity for all. This is Santa Claus, wishing you a warm and blessed evening.